I intentionally have not spoken very much on the Nolan Wells case because there's so much information coming out. There's so much to be disputed. Let me just give you my honest thoughts on this, and based on the recordings and the enhanced recordings that have come out. So first off, I've already told you, I believe something happened. I believe they did something to this young man, or they know what happened. Whether it was an accident or whether it was intentional or whether it was a drug overdose or whatever the case may be. There are suspicious circumstances surrounding Nolan Wells' death. It's just not adding up. And I think the autopsy drawing or being inconclusive, and they're also not able to rule out foul play. The fact that the throat and the lungs were not sent. I believe the stomach was also excluded from the shipping of his body to the independent autopsy. All of that. And I do understand, I get it. I understand the clarification and the justification as to why those body parts were not shipped. There's got to be toxicology tests, other testing. I get it. All of that, whether you buy that as an explanation or not, those are all plausible, all right? But I will say that it also adds to the speculation and the suspicious nature of his death. Let's talk about the CTO recording. This is, in my opinion, the most damning evidence out there. First off, if you are truly sinking, why would you not call the Coast Guard? Why would you just call CTO? I mean, that would be like calling AAA. It could take them forever to get out there. And you could also hear it when they transferred the recording. The operator from CTO, when she transferred the recording, she had a brief conversation with the actual service who was going to be responsible for performing the tow. They said they were busy. They were very busy, and they were backed up, and they just really didn't have time to render services if the person didn't have a membership. If you call the Coast Guard, that is immediate. If you're sinking, let's just use common sense here. If you are truly sinking and you are in distress, you want the Coast Guard, because they're going to be out there quick, fast, in a hurry. They're going to send helicopters. They're going to send the necessary boats, the life-saving equipment. They're going to be there a lot quicker than CTO would have. I believe that they didn't want the Coast Guard because the Coast Guard's going to ask questions. See, Coast Guard also has a law enforcement arm with them as well. They have an investigations department, the whole nine. So they are going to ask questions. So they didn't want that. And then miraculously, they don't need CTO anymore. And because we learned on that phone call as well that the father was in contact with CTO and he said, yeah, cancel, we don't need it. So I don't know, what is it? Are you sinking or are you not sinking? None of this stuff makes sense to me at all. What we actually heard on the recording, say what you want, say what you will. I definitely heard them saying, Nolan. Why would you say Nolan if he's not on the boat? Why would you say, oh my God? Why would you call Bart's name out, the so-called friend of Nolan, if he wasn't on the boat or if he wasn't involved in this? A lot of things just are not adding up. Why would you then not even try to return the man's cell phone to his family? Why did they have to hunt the cell phone down? Just a lot of questions, things that do not make sense. And I know you all want to portray this as this is Mayberry and we're all respectful and God-fearing Christians and we all love Nolan. No, you don't, because if you truly loved him, you would not have left him out there. You would have been more concerned about him the moment you learned that he had not made it back from the island, as you said. There would also have been no reason for you to delete your social media accounts before it was even announced that he was missing. There would have been no need for you to lawyer up before you even knew that he was missing or that it was announced that he was missing, because I believe you already knew. But the truth is going to come out. The truth is going to come out. We're hearing of more and more stories like this where a young black person has gone out with a party of friends who all happen to be all white. Now, are all white people dangerous? Nope, not saying that at all. So before you get on here and say, oh, he's racist, he's racist, he's racist. Ever since Obama came into office, it's just made this country, divided and, it's racist. Because y'all blame everything on Obama anyway. Obama just shows up and all of a sudden now the country's racist. Well, I have you know, America's been racist way before President Obama took office. But anyway, I digress. Getting back to this, I haven't said much because there's so much happening and it's coming out and there's so much information. But one thing I will say is this, the circumstances of his death were very suspicious. I think those young men are either guilty of doing something to him or they know what happened to him, which is my case, in my opinion, is just as bad. Because if you know what happened to him and you're not speaking up, you're complicit. Anyway, those are my thoughts. You all take care, man. I'm out of here. I'm gonna press the button.